Hello everyone, welcome to the explanation part of this video. Okay, so after seeing the cinematic, you might be a little bit confused or very informed about this farm. It is probably the most advanced machine I've ever created. And it's dustless, so it is super lag efficient, and it's all sorts of things, if that makes sense. It's very robust and hard to break. If the only way you can break it is pretty much updating this bud line right here and this bud line right here. Otherwise, you just need to pulse it once and it'll fix itself pretty much. Other than, like, of course, log converters that will break if you just mess around a little bit. So, yeah. So basically, the farm is very robust. At least the core farm is very robust. It's dustless, so it's very lag efficient, and it's very fast as well. So we're in the area where I made the edit on the Bismuth CMP, so thank you, Kaylee, for whitelisting me, and so on. Alright, so you can see quite a lot of stuff happening here. So we have a lot of redstone, and I don't expect a lot of people to build this. I know I'll be building this on a few SMPs, so that's something. But as you can see, we have a lot of wiring that might be a little bit annoying to make. First of all, let's start with how to use the farm, since I normally don't get to that until later on, so let me start with that. So basically, you flick this lever, you head up here, and if you look right here, these withers start to damage a little bit, so that's how you know that you're supposed to walk over here. Forgive me for the FPS lag, it's a very loud, yeah, and laggy. This is how you're supposed to get in. You're supposed to stand right here, then right click, and then you can see these 3 dispensers pulsing. You basically just aim as far into the corner as you can. I have really bad ping on the server, so some things might not grow. Also, that was from my own testing. Give me a second. Let me fix that by just pulsing the farm a little bit. So you can see I pulsed it, and now everything's fixed, like I said. So if there was a bug, it's fixed now. That piston right there was extended because of something I was doing earlier. As you can see, if we grow a tree, like so, it's working perfectly. Yeah. As you can see, it works nicely. And then if you ever miss a sapling, which you can do if you have really bad connection like I do, if you have a really bad connection to the server, then like me, then good luck trying to use this farm. If you're using something like this, I suggest using a carpet bot or something. I can set up a carpet bot, which now will use the player. But the idea is basically the same as GPW's farm as well. So we just basically stand right here. We aim as far into the corner as possible. Basically as far as into the corner as possible. And then we just right click. And then you can see you can grow trees. Alright. I think that's pretty easy to demonstrate. Yeah. So to get outside of the farm, get outside, you just need to stand right here, wait for this thing to pulse a little bit. So you need to get off the trapdoor, of course, and then wait for that thing to pulse. And then you're out. Then you can head over here and you can disable the farm. And then to get in, you just head over here, you open up this trapdoor, which will be down because of updating. That won't happen in older versions, or newer versions anyways. And then you can hop in the minecart like so. It's a little bit hard at first, you just need to get up to a corner of some sort. And the trapdoor is just there, it's supposed to help you. It's not the best UI ever, but it's better than nothing, since, as you can see, I had to have a lot of compact wiring in here, and there was no other way of me doing it, basically. This has been tested for many hours, and it's been shown reliable. So now I'm going to go over some of the wiring and some of the basics inside the farm. So let's start off with the player cycler. So over here, when you turn on the farm, it pulses this rail line, which updates this observer. It would retract this redstone block, which would power this repeater. It basically just goes back and forth and powers this piston right here and this piston right here. These 2 pistons basically pulse this piston right here once. That takes away this cauldron, which activates this comparator and this 3-tick repeater, which would then retract this piston and extend it again. And, very easy. And of course you can see cakes and stuff all over here. That's just important for other stuff. So as soon as you do that, this fence gate will basically move this minecart and align it against this glass pane, making it so the player is like just enough over the other end to be able to plant a sapling on this pallet block and then plant the next sapling as well. And that's the main idea of it. So if we're standing right here, and then we go right here, even the slightest bit we move, we'll be able to place the next sapling. So that's the main idea. That's why we have this kind of retraction system. Alright, and before you go though, you are going to need hopper minecart placement, obviously. So the first hopper minecart you need to place is right here. So we're just gonna grab a piston. We need to place a hopper minecart right here. Just pick up logs, and then you grab yourself any log you want. It has to be a log. Place a piston facing downwards and power it, and then break those two, and then you're done. It's not that big of a deal. Pretty simple. Get the idea. This hopper minecart is gonna be a little bit more painful. You need to break this rail. Go right here. Place another rail like so. Make sure it's curved in the right direction. Move the hopper minecart. Break that rail under it. Move that, and then break that piston right there. Or that chest right there. Then you can't nudge that, otherwise the items won't pick up. Alright, and right here, you had this little system. So then you're going to grab a block right here. This hopper needs to be filled up. Earlier in the video, I made a mistake. I had an older version of the farm where I had a furnace right there. No, this hopper needs to be filled up. So we grab a normal block right here. Or not a normal block, but we basically grab something right here that's immovable to some sort. You need to add a comparator right here. Like here. And then we need to add a hopper minecart that's kind of aligned in here. So let's grab a chest, and we need to, specifically needs to be a chest right here. Grab yourself a rail. Make sure it's curved in the right direction, like so. It has to be curved in this direction. And so we then place a, we then place a hopper minecart right here. Kind of nudge it across there, like so. Can't be against that direction, obviously. So nudge against right there. Break that rail right there. And that's sitting on top of that comparator. That's good. Then you need to place your glass right here. Back, and then your trapdoor back as well. Grab yourself a piston. Grab yourself some terracotta of some sort, like so. Push that down, and then you're done. Then replace these two minecarts right here as well. And then this comparator should be reading stuff off of this hopper as soon as you fill it up. So let me grab myself some bone meal as well. Then fill up this hopper. So as long as this hopper is filled up, then this comparator will turn on. If this dispenser runs out of power, this detection will turn off. So mind that. This dispenser is needed for power. So that's just something you need to know. Alright, and that's actually all the hopper minecart placements. And then the minecart placement right here as well, that's also important. So you need to place a line of trapdoor right here and right here. Then you need to get yourself a minecart here as well. You need to align it against these two trapdoors, break these two puzzle blocks right down there. Break these two trapdoors, open this fence gate, put two puzzle blocks right here, put two pistons facing down, power them, break them, and then your minecart's aligned. If you misalign this minecart, then the player can start taking damage from the log that's going to be right here. So this minecart needs to be aligned. Yeah. So, yeah. If I went too fast, I'm sorry, but I just think fast, if that makes sense. Let's go over how the main piston layout works and how everything activates in game ticks or whatever, since it all happens very quickly within 15 game ticks or so. So yeah, the general wiring's in 15 game ticks. However, the dispensers are on 16 game tick clocks, or basically. So this is the DPE I used right here. This double piston extender right here is very nice for a few reasons. So if we update this back piston, it updates this entire chain without me having to do dust redirection to power these. It's just butted. Or block update detectors. If I update it, then these all activate. And if we activate this, this does final block retraction as well. So when I extend this piston starts to power, and then when I retract it, it buds this back piston, which makes it super easy. And let's say if you accidentally update this back piston down here, you just head down to this bud line right here and activate it, and then all this retracts, and if you fly through here, the DPE is back to normal, making it very easy to fix. And you can add buttons here to fix certain contraption parts. Right here, you can see this issue, where you have this, and we basically just have this line right here, which updates this piston right here. This piston right here is budded by this piston, or this redstone block. Bud powers that piston right there. Oops, I accidentally broke a piece of glass. I'll get into why we think we need glass right there. So yeah, that redstone block bud powers this piston, which extends this redstone block. And then 3 game ticks later, this, so same game tick as these retract. This is starting to extend. And, this would then power this redstone block this piston after 3 game ticks, which would 0 tick this piston right here. And then this one has a 3 game tick delay from this one. So at game tick 3, this piston will power, making this piston right up here. 0 tick after game tick 6, which would then retract it, giving this piston right here a 3 game tick pulse. Are you with me here still? So to replicate this again, it's going to extend, pulse once, pulse twice. So the same game tick that this piston retracts, right here, after its first pulse, it'll power again, and as fast as a pulse as possible, at least for Java Edition. And then, after game tick 15, when this stuff extends, this piston will be updated to be retracted, and this piston will, when that retracts, this piston will be updated again. So here. And you might be wondering, oh yeah, but as soon as, yeah, once again this piston is broken again, we just need to update this piston right here. Cool. Nice. Okay. And then if you have something right here, obviously that'll break, that makes so spruce trees can't grow, so you have this piston retracted later on. So you also saw these leaf crushers right here. These leaf crushers are not the most lag efficient design. They could probably be much better if you put some more time into it. But I'm very burnt out on this project, and I honestly could not care less anymore. It's already better than the goal I set it to, so yeah. So when I activate this redstone dot right here, this is dust redirection. You could even use observers here or something, I'm not sure. But the idea is this very bottom piston right here. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, so this block right here, when this is powered, if I remove this redstone block like so, you can see the entire DPE power like so. So yeah, we basically double pulse these pistons right here. Probably not the most lag efficient solution is, of course, but yeah, you get the idea. It's not the worst idea. So yeah, basically when this slime, all the slime moves forward, the slime gets right here. These pistons start to power to make sure that the slime block can move forward again. And then we have a redstone block right here, which makes this piston budded. So when it moves right here, it updates and sends a 3 game tick pulse, crushing leaves. And then after a while, it'll retract again. So this is a 12 game tick system, delayed by 2 game ticks. You can tell it's delayed by 2 game ticks because of that observer right there. So yeah. If this is all getting very complex for you, it's because it's not quite complex because the wiring I have is literally super simple for the solution. However, it's very frustrating to deal with when it breaks. And then Floppy Donkey had an idea. Instead of using like locking repeaters right here, he just used levers, which is a great idea. It's better than what I had earlier, which was locking repeaters. As far as I know, this farm does not need any containers, so if you paste it in as a schematic, it should work first time. Other than 2 instances. Also, I've noticed when it's pasting a schematic for some reason, this comparator isn't activated for whatever reason. I'm not sure. And then this repeater isn't activated, which breaks it, obviously. In some way, it breaks it. So that's annoying. Yeah, because I can't have that be a redstone block because then that powers that dropper, which would break a lot. Make it so sapling collection is messed up. And, okay. So the next thing I guess I can go over is the power ring right here for this back DPE. So when I say DPE, I mean double piston extender. So when I retract this right here, so you can see it does this as well. This resets within 15 game ticks, of course. Yeah. It's not that bad. Oh man, what happened here? What happened here? You don't want to update. Why is that? Oh yeah, because of that. Obviously. That needs to be there for powering this repeater for other reasons. Because right here needs this observer to retract. Yeah. Alright, so yeah. Whatever, what else go here? Over here is basically just a replica. Other than right here, this is a different DPE for crushing these bottom leaves. Because this also has a bone meal movement in here. So this can't be redstone block, otherwise it'd lock this hopper, and that's not good. Because obviously we can't, like, import bone meal. So that's just not good in general. Alright, and if we move across here to the log transport, at game tick 6, there will be a few logs right here, like so. So that's game tick 6. I used a log splitter from I think I used this log splitter from Redstone Hungry's farm, which is the previous fastest. Actually, it's about as fast as this one, so this farm is about as fast as Redstone Hungry's from like 1.7, I think. This was from 7 or 8, I can't remember. Yeah. So when this redstone line moves here at game tick 6, these pistons right here power, which moves these logs over here, and we push them over here again into this double piston extender. This is another system I stole from GPW. I stole a lot of stuff from GPW, but he's been credited a lot. I feel like, at least. He lays claim to a lot of this redstone and has been a big inspiration for this farm. So when this double piston extender fires, we have something like this happening. And what this does right here is it powers this piston. Then it pushes these two down. Then, of course, powers this with a zero tech, using something that Floppy and I came up with, and also land mining helped to lower down rails, because land mining's land mining. I don't know. Yeah. Then we extend these back pistons right here. Then we push them again, and then push these again. So we double pulse these two things right here. So we double pulse this and double pulse this. This has been made as efficient as possible, so we just need to power it once. And it does both that piston and this piston, like, in perfect sync. So that's also pretty nice. So the same game tick that a log gets right here, this zero ticks. So there is no game tick where there's a log right here, basically. It's just air. Yeah. The log converter right here, I just stole this entire top bit from GPW. I'll be completely honest here, I stole this entire top bit from GPW. Right here, I used a different system right here. So this is to make sure that we only need 10 withers instead of 11. So we basically just move something right here over and then push this down or something. And then these pistons move in. But there's a rare case that there can be 3 logs right here and push these 2 over to the next line, which is what I do right here. I basically just don't care. And this piston right here is almost never used in the first place, so it doesn't matter all that much. This top piston is, but it's, yeah, it doesn't matter. So this bottom one technically is useless, but yeah, as soon as 3 logs get right here, we punch the wither. I killed the wither. Alright, so as you can see, the wither's back here. Basically, when I move over these logs right here, and I punch the wither or something, I break it with this log piston thing, it'll basically, oh wait, no, wrong placement, it's right here. These are where the logs are. So these logs move over here, you punch the wither, and break it, and then it'll damage it. And the log will break. That's the main idea right there. Not the most elegant solution, but it's a nice one, I feel like. Talking about the lag at this farm, it's actually pretty lag efficient, compared to GPW's anyways. So GPW's was like the main landmark of like lag efficiency, in my opinion. That's what I used, like compared it to a lot. His farm was a lot laggier than mine, at least in this case. Well, not a lot laggier. It's still a very good farm, but mine's just more lag efficient. Yeah, I took a lot of wiring from him, and he deserves still a lot of credit for this farm. He did a lot. Even though he didn't mean to, I did steal a lot of his wiring. I also rewired this top log conversion to use little to no curved rails. So the only curved rail in this entire thing right here is, I think in the entire log, okay, the entire both log converters, the only curved rail is of course right here, because I was too lazy to rewire it. Both Floppy and I were too lazy to rewire it, and I just could not find a way. And right here. So you could also do something like that and get rid of the curved rail, but honestly I don't think it was worth it. I think it's just not that big of a deal to have one curved rail. So yeah. This decreased a lot of MSPT compared to GPW's log converters. Even though, yeah. Basically, the main idea was to just remove a lot of lag. Right here, this is something Floppy came up with. You just need to update that piston right there, and as you can see, the entire thing activates. It's a really nice system that Floppy came up with for those DPEs right there. And those not even that bad. They reset within, I think, this one was something like 12 game ticks, I think he said. So this is not even a bad farm for or bad thing for 12 game tick farms. I would even use this, like, it's not bad. So if we clock it at 12 game ticks, it'll work fine. And that's on both sides, of course. Not a bad idea, and yeah. The wiring is still very nice, I feel like. There's not a lot to go over except for more in the bottom section, but the bottom section is just like, oh yeah, I need to power that and that at the right time, because I need to power that and that at the right block event, like, so on and so forth. And the bottom wiring could probably be cleaned up a ton, but I just don't have the time anymore, because school started up and so on. Well, school has obviously been started up for a long time, but, yeah. Yeah, okay, so, that's pretty much it, I'd like to say. Yeah, it's a nice farm. The wither cages right here were, yeah, basically these wither damagers I came up with a while ago. I came up with them as soon as I needed to work on the wither cage damagers. I couldn't use the same one GPW used because I wanted to make mine a little bit more compact, and I didn't do that. Either way, I just used something like this, which powers this, and then 2 game ticks later. You get the idea. It's pretty, no, it's not that bad. I like it. And then I use them for all of these, and then just power them via this way. It's not that bad of a system. And if you are going to use a 16 game tick farm like this, then you need to have the withers timed to this T. So you need to have these withers right here timed with the dispensers down here. And if you don't do that, then the farm can break. So that's why this down here has a delay. Also, another note is if you log out while the farm is turned on, with the dispensers turned on, these emerald blocks or these pistons can break. If you unload the area, log out, you need to turn off the farm. You need to. And if you also use the farm quite a lot, then right here, you need to fill these up with arrows, otherwise your farm will break, and the withers have a chance of escaping. Need I say any more? You need to maintain these things. I mean, you could also try and implement something where hoppers feed into these things, but honestly, I'm not even sure if it's worth it. It's not that big of a deal. 9 stacks of arrows will probably suit you a long time, since they only activate as soon as the farm turns on, not when it turns off. So every single time you turn on the farm, it pulses once. So 1 arrow per every single turn on. And I can imagine you're only going to be AFKing the farm for like 15 hours, then you have, what, you know, a lot of wood. Probably like something like 1.5 million. Like, you'll have plenty of wood for a while anyways. Yeah. That's pretty much it. The farm is very well done, I feel like. There are still things you can improve on, of course. There's always something you can improve on. However, I think this is the most lag efficient spruce farm out there. As of Valentine's Day of 2021. Which is the date I'm recording this. Big brain. Yeah. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you guys all so much for watching this cinematic and this farm. Thank you all for 1,000 subscribers. It's been a blast. Yeah. What can I say? It's been a long time. Been doing this ever since 2018. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Alright. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.